Good morning, everyone. To give you a bit of a behind-the-scenes look to what church life is like during a pandemic, today's Thursday, and I just re-recorded actually the Mass for Sunday. We do 2 live Masses on Sunday via Zoom, one at 8 and one at 9. But we also record one for YouTube and Facebook because not everyone can get on Zoom. And not everyone has social media, nor do they want to be on social media. So there is that need for us to have something that we can record that can be replayed and emailed and shared for people who would like to participate virtually in the celebration of the Holy Eucharist. But because we're having to record things go wrong, and we prepare for them. The thing about doing liturgies online is that it takes really 3 times as long to do it virtually than it does live. So during a regular time, you prepare the homily, you prepare the music, but you do it for the first time live when everyone is there. Now we are preparing the same, we are recording it, and then we have to edit it and then upload it, and all that just takes an awful lot of time. Just like everything in this time during COVID, everything becomes more complicated. So yesterday we recorded at 3 on Wednesday, which is our normal time, but we had some hiccups, we had some technical difficulties and other things that simply made the video unusable. That does create some tension between performance and prayer. Liturgy is our encounter with the divine. Liturgy is our encounter with Jesus Christ, where heaven and earth meet in the Holy Eucharist. It's not performance. It's not theater. That being said, there are some things that can be a distraction to prayer and not an aid to prayer. We have to keep that in mind. That's why we work so very hard in our live liturgies to be precise, to elevate the beautiful, not to be a performance, but as to not be a distraction to prayer, which is so very, very important. So yesterday there were simply too many distractions. It would have been a disaster to broadcast. So we re-recorded it this morning, and now what we're doing, let me flip it around. This is what I look at for hours and hours on a given week. And Kristen and Robert have a different program. They do the music. You have to realize the music, according to diocesan guidelines now, has to be pre-recorded. So Kristen and Robert will compile and record works either that they have recorded separately, for instance, like the Psalm that Kristen does, and Kristen will send me, here's a video of Kristen doing the Psalm, and I have to edit that. Some of these are now recordings from previous Masses during the year. So our Kyrie and Gloria this week is from earlier in the year. And then, for instance, this week they've also done, and I did a preview of this on Facebook, but they've done a video, a virtual choir video of Ave Verum. And so all that has to be pieced together. And we have to do our timing so that when I'm doing the liturgy, when I'm doing like the censing of the altar, it's in complete silence. And I've got Luke Klingstead, who is a million miles away, watching the clock, the timer, and then when it gets to the end of the collected time of the introit, the Kyrie and Gloria, he'll tap on something, and then I know when to end, which enables our timing to really be perfect. And then I turn around and greet the camera. The Lord be with you. And so I'm hearing nothing, but you get to hear the music. Is it ideal? Absolutely not. The lessons are recorded separately. I splice in Kristen's Psalm. We have to, of course, put the titles in, so because you don't have a bulletin. Same thing here for the Gospel. I have to do the Gospel procession in silence, and then the Alleluia verse is going on in the background later. It's really an interesting experience. I record the homilies early, mainly to get it out of the way. This frustrating thing for me is that the liturgy is recorded out of sequence. It's still very prayerful. It's still a valid Eucharist, but because of production realities, it has to be done that way. We also have a camera on the altar And then and you can see here, when I'm mixing them, I have all the different views, and I go back and forth to give you the view that's best. And what I try to do is to give you a view of the liturgy that you would not normally have in your pew, so that you can see all the things that are going on your behalf, whether it's a pandemic or whether it's not. This liturgy is 1 hour and 2 minutes, counting everything, which is a bit shorter than a normal Sunday, but still a full liturgy. And then I'll upload this to YouTube, Facebook, put it on the website, so that you can watch it on Sunday morning. It takes an awful lot of time. I say that not to get your sympathy, but to get your understanding and patience. If I'm a bit slower in responding to emails and doing other things, it's because this takes up a significant amount of our time during the week, both in preparing the music, doing the recording, putting it together, uploading it. It's something else, but it is what it is. And it does give us a chance to be somewhat creative with what we're doing, and I'm grateful we have the technology, I'm grateful we have the tools. This is about 200 gigabytes of files that I have to upload to transfer to the computer, and then I delete them every week because the computer simply can't handle all that. But I'm very grateful for the fact that you keep participating and tuning in on Sunday morning. Watching it live is best because you keep the muscle memory of sanctifying Sunday as a day of our sacrifice of praise and thanksgiving. I'll continue to make these little videos to show you kind of behind the scenes what happens here, so that you know the work of the church continues and we are still in this together.